Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, favorite baby daddy, voice of the street, man. And today we in Chicago, y'all. So hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. We on the road to 25,000 subscribers. Help me get there, y'all. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Now, I'm going to be doing an update to a story one of my subscribers has sent me about a month or so ago about this couple, right? Husband and wife. They owned the house. And they had another location that they was living in, but they was renting this property out. And you know how the squatters do, y'all. They sneak in your house, and this lady snuck in their house. The lady had been to this house and showed this house 2 days ago. So that means when she left 2 days ago, this woman done broke in the house in the middle of the night, got some phony documentation saying she owned the house, y'all. And when situations like that happen, y'all, the police, they can't do nothing because they say this is a civil matter. You got to go through the courts, and it's up to them to solve it. And they was being assholes when they were there. They was talking about both of y'all victims because they got to take the woman at her word. They don't know who to believe, right? So this couple called Channel 7, the I-Team, right? She called them. They came through and did a video, investigated, and they proved the woman was all the way wrong, y'all. She had the little shit they have now that they put on the computer. Everything is on the computer now, so it's easy to fake a lot of things too. So she had the right documentation paperwork, but she had the wrong address. It wasn't an address, it was the wrong documentation numbers that's supposed to match to that house that went to the paperwork that she had. So they knew she was lying, but they had to get the police to investigate it, right? So finally, after it hits the air, y'all, and the news get involved, now a detective get up off his ass, trace all that down, and they pulled up and they locked the woman up, y'all, which is a good thing. I'm gonna let y'all see that, which is a good thing because people play these games, man, and they do things like that. They don't realize how much they be hurting the average people that just trying to rent a house and keep things going. They ain't, it's just terrible how people prey on innocent people sometimes. People that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, ain't never did nothing wrong, and you got to go through this type of shit about your house. But I had said, I'm glad they did it that way, but I'm telling you, I would have snatched that bitch up out that house from day one. You is not going to play with me in my house and act like I was here 2 days ago, so I already know you a liar, because you told me you've been here a month. When I know I was here 2 days ago trying to sell this house. That lady pulled up, y'all. She had a realty company with her, and she had some clients that had came through the realty company. They finna watch the house because they wanted to buy the house. And she had to deal with that. I hope they see this now and they try to come back and buy this house because that was real shady right there. I'm going to let y'all see it. Here we go. And this is a good thing that they actually followed up with the story and finished it. That's why.
Lots of trash was left behind and several repairs are... They finally got these people out. It's been a month since Marcia and Carlton Lee have been inside their Southside property. They called the I-Team in early April, claiming a woman named Stacy, her family, and their dog moved in and wouldn't leave. The couple said when they arrived with police, the woman inside claimed she was the new owner and had so-called mortgage documents to prove her purchase. The couple said police would not arrest the woman because it was a civil matter.
I am livid right now.
But after doing some digging, the couple says they got a call from a CPD detective informing them they'd be taking a closer look at the case.
I knew the ID was fake, I knew the documentation was fake, and I'm just super excited that they finally got her out.
This woman, whose real name is
Look at
Charmaine
this ugly
Powell
bitch here.
Gillard, was arrested and charged with forgery and burglary, 2 felonies. She was also charged with obstructing identification and criminal residential trespassing.
They are gone, vacated, and it brings peace to my household, and that's what I need.
Their home is boarded up for now to make sure no one else can break in, but they let the ABC7I team inside. Lots of trash was left behind and several repairs are needed throughout the home, but this couple is relieved to have their house back and will be putting it back on the market in the coming weeks.
Miss Chapman, hey, I don't know. You're good. You're great at this.
You have done an amazing job. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten the calls, the help. I commend Channel 7. I commend you, Samantha. I am so elated that you helped us, that you took the chance and the opportunity to put our story out there.
Last month, a woman living inside the home told the I-Team that claims of her being a squatter were false and unfounded. She has been released from custody under pretrial conditions. Her next court date is tomorrow. The couple is hoping that the squatter bill that was recently passed in the Illinois Senate, they're hoping that it eventually becomes law so that something like this does not happen to anyone else.
That so many people can
Yeah,
see
see,
themselves
ain't that a good
victimized
ending,
in so
y'all?
many ways.
I'm glad they sent me this story because you don't never find stories with good endings nowadays, y'all. You know, it's always just drama, drama, drama. You never find a story with a good ending. That's a good ending right there. And looking at that lady, y'all, she ain't look like she bought no damn house, man. You know, I know you can judge a book by its cover, but you know a crackhead when you see a crackhead, or she look crackheadish, whatever. I ain't just saying she a crackhead, but I'm just saying she ain't look like she owned no damn house. You know, but that's just my opinion, you know. But I'm glad they got to the bottom of it. And then a lot of cases are like this. If it ain't no attention on it, the police will let shit slide. They just so lazy. They could tell from the first day they did that. When they synced that ID number didn't match the paperwork to that house, they should have went locked her ass up then. You know, they waited a whole month till everybody done synced it all over the world. And maybe somebody actually called and said, hey man, what y'all gonna do about that? The lady already proved this lady bogusly in the house. How the fuck can you steal a house? This lady had some balls to try to, I mean, some shit you just shouldn't even try to do. You go really try to steal a house. Just that. You go steal a house, bitch, right? From the people who actually own it. You wouldn't have lived a week in that motherfucker if it was my house. I swear to God, I'd have drugged that bitch out of there the first day. Soon as I knocked on the door and my key didn't work, and I rang the doorbell and you answered, I'd have bing, pop, bing. Bitch, what you doing in here? Ain't nothing to even talk about. Ain't nothing to talk about because she had a dog. I'd have shot the dog too. Shot the dog, goddammit. Man, please. But I'm glad they did it their way. You know, they didn't have to go gangster on her because that's all it take, y'all. Sometimes you have to go gangster. I done heard little white boys out here hollering at people, get out of this house, you know you don't supposed to be in here. He hollered at the people, somebody down the street did it. They do it a lot, y'all. And you know what's crazy is that the police stay out of it. And then the sheriff have these problems too, because some people try to pay to get the sheriffs involved. And the sheriff, they'll get involved, but that's money you got to start spending when it's unnecessary. It's another lady, y'all. I think I told the story when I told the story last time. She was in the army, y'all. And she overseas fighting for her fucking country. And come back and somebody done moved in her house that she owned. She had started fixing up. And he moved in and tried to do the same thing. Had paperwork and everything, but this nigga moved a bunch of shit in his house. This lady house. He had like 3 dogs. The man had a gun safe. The big one, y'all. Full of guns. Rifles, shotguns, AKR. And he a convicted felon. Man, they went in there and got all that, man, shit, drug it out, locked his ass up. He had been in the house 7 months. But once it got on the news, then they got to the bottom of that too. Because the sheriff decided, yeah, he don't live there. They went and evicted his ass and just throw him on out. Since she had the paperwork, and they locked him up too, you know. A lot of time, it ain't what you know, is who you know. You know, sometimes the white phone call. You could call the city and ask one person. You can ask 7 or 8 different people the same question, and you can get a different answer from all of them. Because it be depending on the mood they in, what time of day it is. You know, sometimes they'll just lie to you to get you off the phone. Sometimes they'll tell the truth. Then you get that one person tell you what you want to hear, and you be like, now that's how it's supposed to go. Only because they might have just got to work and was feeling good and wanted to take the time to deal with your situation. Because sometimes when you call people, your situation needs a little tending to. And if the person who on the phone don't feel like tending to it, it be just like that, you know? You feel me? Anyway, man, it's your boy G Shump, everybody, Faye, Baby Daddy, Voice of the Street, man. I'm gonna plant you now, dig you later. I'm out of here. Oh, everybody that was asking me about that second channel, I put it up there. It's Brotherville Entertainment, y'all. But at the end of it is 073. At the end of it, 073. You feel me? I'm out of here.